Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. It is March 15th. Lisa, Lydia, Scott here. All of us very excited for the weekend ahead, even though the weather's not going to be so great. We'll get to that in a minute. First, I want to remind you, of course, we're live on Facebook every weekday morning. It stays on your feed throughout the day, so you can watch it whenever it works for you. We make it into a podcast. You can find that at inforum.com/podcasts. Look for the Inforum Minute. And check us out on all of the social media platforms as well.
Yeah.
Okay, today, big changes.
Yeah, get ready for the wind.
Oh boy.
It's not here just yet. It's still fairly calm outside. So if you have loose ends outside, maybe some Easter decorations, St. Patrick's Day decorations, an empty trash bin, you have a little time to go ahead and pull those up closer to the house or bring them inside. Because let me tell you, you're going to be on a scavenger hunt later today if you leave those loose things outside. Out of the southwest today, 20 to 30 sustained, gusting 40 to 50 miles an hour. We're talking like close to highway speeds for some of those wind gusts.
Yeah.
There's a wind advisory in effect, starts at noon, lasts until 9 p.m. With that, there's also a red flag warning in effect. And so we're obviously dry. We don't have a good snowpack on the ground. And so we've got a lot of dry, dead vegetation out there. There's no green leaves right now. And so things are really dry, meaning that if some sort of a spark gets loose today, it could start a fire and then that fire could quickly spread. Be very careful with any kind of sparky materials today. Tow chains, cigarette butts. I wouldn't do any outdoor burning today, just with those strong winds and the dry conditions. And honestly, probably through the whole weekend, if you had a pile you were hoping to burn, I would just hold it off. You don't want to be the one responsible for a big widespread fire. So that's in effect 1 o'clock until 8 o'clock, that red flag warning is. Those are kind of rare. We don't get those all that often, especially in March. Those are kind of held off usually for like July when we're in drought conditions. So something different today. Temps 40s, 50s this afternoon. Watching out for a few rain showers in the Northern Valley, northern Minnesota later tonight. Just rain with those kinds of temperatures. Things change tonight into tomorrow, though. The wind flips around to the northwest. So that's going to send in colder air. Highs tomorrow struggle to get to 40. On Sunday, we struggle to get to 30. We'll spend most of the day in the 20s. Wind gusts tomorrow, about 45. Wind gusts on Sunday, about 40. So we slowly let up to the weekend. But I mean, what's the difference between a gust of 45 and a gust of 50? You know, like kind of the same thing. But it will be much colder. And then there will be just a couple little scattered snow showers over the weekend, both Saturday and Sunday. Not amounting to much, very light, dry snow. But if you're driving and you run into a snow shower and you've got those strong winds, it won't be perfect or ideal driving conditions. Wind is lighter by Monday. We get the sunshine back, but our temperatures stay cool next week. 30s, 40s. A little more average for March, fine. After having the 50s, 60s, and 70s this week, it'll feel a little different next week. Sure. Okay, hold on to your hats. Yeah. Extra grip on the car door. You don't want to deal with a door ding today. No, extra grip on the hat. Yeah, all of those.
Layer up in green. If we're going to the parade tomorrow. We're going to talk a little bit about some of those events here in a minute too.
Green hats and mittens.
That's right.
Thanks, guys.
Good. Today, a bill fixing the Minnesota law that caused some school resource officers to be pulled out of schools will go into effect. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz signed the bill into law on Thursday. It allows officers to use physical restraints on students to stop them from harming others or themselves. The bill also requires officers now to undergo de-escalation and mental health training.
All right, this weekend, of course, St. Patrick's Day is happening. Celebrations all throughout the country, including here in our area. So let's talk a little bit about what's going on. Of course, the annual parade will be happening tomorrow. It starts at 11 o'clock in the morning. The route starts on Center Avenue in Moorhead at 8th Street. Then it continues onto NP Avenue into downtown Fargo, then turns right on Broadway and ends at the Fargo Theater. So
not too cold for a parade, just dress appropriately.
I went to the parade last year. That was too cold for a parade. Well, it was so bad the week before.
There was a blizzard.
Canceled or postponed, and then it really wasn't much better the next week. But we went to show our support to the people who
were
marching.
You're wearing green today, so you're ready,
festive.
Kicking off St. Patrick's Day weekend. I like it.
Anyway, go to the parade, and it'll still be pretty fun. Just it'll be a little windy, a little chilly. So
the celebrations don't end just with parades. The annual Celtic Festival is back at the MCOM Center in Moorhead as well. There's going to be performances, crafts, traditional cuisine as well. So that's happening tomorrow from 10 to 4. Tickets are just $5 to get in. Kids 10 and under are free.
That's a fun event. It's kind of fun to just go and see the different stuff and try some different foods and all that kind of stuff. All right, if you do any celebrating this weekend with alcoholic beverages at all.
Any green beer?
Which many of people do. So Fargo Police Department says make sure to find a sober ride. Please be safe. right now with Vision Zero ND, you can make it a little easier on yourself. It's a $10 discount on Lyft rides if you book the ride using the code VZPATS24. So take advantage of that. It starts tonight and it goes through Sunday. Easy way to get home safely.
Today, the Frozen Face-Off, is set to begin. The top-seeded UND Fighting Hawks will take on the 8th-seeded Miami Red Hawks. Tonight is the start of a 3-game series. The puck drops at 7:07. UND has made the last 3 Frozen Face-Offs, but hasn't won since 2021. So cheering for the Hawks tonight.
We'll play tonight at 7:07, so hopefully they win. All right, today also staying with sports, more high school basketball action on WDAY from the North Dakota Boys Class A and B State High School basketball tournaments. State A semifinals going on at the Fargo Dome. You'll be able to watch those on WDAY starting at 6:30 this evening. The second game is at 8:15. The Class B Boys semifinals being played in Minot. The first game today will be at 2:45 on WDAY, and then or at 1, I should say, and then the other game will be at 2:45. Sorry about that. Consolation games in both classes will be streamed only online, though. Those also start at 1 o'clock on WDAY Plus. You can learn more about WDAY Plus and the schedule of games all over on our website, inform.com.
And Hot Mic with Dom Izzo is coming up 9 to 11. Dom is going to be live at the Dome once again. A Final Four Friday. He's going to be previewing the big semifinal games, talking about who's going to likely go on to the title game. Plus, we're still talking about NDSU basketball. NDSU women's head coach Jory Collins is going to be on the show as well to talk about how the Bison lost the title game in the Summit League to SDSU. Hot Mic coming up 9 to 11 on WDAY Extra.
Don't forget, for just 99 cents a month for your first 3 months, you can get an all-access pass to inform.com. Just go to inform.com/subscribe to check out the deal.
Remember to join us for our next newscast coming up here at 11 this morning, and then we have you covered leading into the weekend, 4, 5, 6, 9, and 10.
Of course, we have First News on the weekends, too. Tune in for any updates to events going on, see what's going on in the region, and then we'll be back on Monday morning with First News from 5 to 7 a.m.
Have a great weekend, everyone.